And we look here.
Look at the thing.
Okay. We just have a little bit of a dance so people arrive. Check this hottie out. I don't know which is hottie. Her or me. Her or me. Just going to get into the zone, peeps. Come play. Till the morning light. Go, JT. Sing it to me, Carl. I guess we're going to be serious now. Just joking.
We've got people. Does this mean we've got one person?
I don't know. I've never known how to use this. But it pushes record, so I'm all good. And I'm turning the music off. So we can be like professional and shit. And so I'm going to introduce myself. So my name is Waho, and those that don't know me, I work with people that have this powerful, strong sense of self. They want that. And so that's what I do with people, and I work with them one-on-one. And I'm interviewing Zoe today because she's just, oh my gosh, she's just delicious. I know lots of delicious people, thanks. She's a real touchy, is love language touch?
Yeah, I'm a tactical person.
Awesome. So Zoe, I don't even know, how do you pronounce your surname?
Zapparoli.
There we go. It's like Kiwi names, never know how to pronounce them. So she is one of the dancing Eros queens, and I've been on that journey. So I've been a witness. I've been a participant, and I've also had the privilege of serving those that are doing the journey. And so the reason I've invited she's just working her TMJ muscle. The reason that I've invited Zoe here is because I wanted to come out of the closet about what I do behind the scenes, because only my close friends know what I get up to, and so I've never shared that online, and so I really want to, share what I get up to that makes me who I am and the kind of work that I do as well. And in Zoe's style, I'm just going to show you what she did to my home. So, daybed there. She took the mattress. Are your pussy covered up? Yeah. She took the mattress off, right? And we're sitting on the ground. Like true dancing Eros styles. She said, this is more feminine, sitting on the ground.
Oh, I just feel more grounded.
There we go. There we go. So that's what Old Miss Zoe's about. And I'm just going to ask you a few questions. We're going to share I suppose, a little bit about what dancing Eros is. The people that have spoken to me one-on-one, I've always said to them, you need to be part of that journey. You need to go and experience it. I don't want to tell you too much, but you'll just come out the other side feeling a different man or woman, because she does have two separate journeys that's coming up. And I'll share that at the end of the video, how you can get your ass there. But we're just going to do like an open conversation. We don't really know how this conversation is going to go. It won't be PG. And but we just want to share with you like my experiences, Zoe's experiences as being a participant, but also being an amazing facilitator, and I guess how my experience that I had with Zoe as well. And just if you have any questions, I'm going to check my phone while Zoe's talking just to see if you do have any questions, because I don't know how to.
High-tech setup.
Oh, it's like pretty powerful.
Oh, that's good. I like how that's smaller.
Do you? No, yeah. I like big size matters. Just joking. It doesn't actually.
Just processing my weirdness that I don't know where to look. This is the first
so,
yeah, but I want to look at you, but then to look
No, just look at the camera. We can do eye contact later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna keep my eye on you every time.
Oh my god, I'm so hot and stuck on my legs, but no one else will see that, so that's cool. Actually, just in case they haven't. So the first question I kind of wanted to ask you is, how long have you been on this journey? Yeah.
So this journey, it's a big journey. So, takes me back 10 years. I've always started to ask the question of why, and I had this deep sense of curiosity. Back when I was in my late teens.
Look, I can see it.
All right, my late teens.
Yeah,
and my journey, I've gone through a range of different rabbit holes, and it was about 4 years ago that I found the rabbit hole of sacred sexuality in Tantra. And dancing Eros was one of the gateways into that world.
Yeah.
And I've been receiving, Dancing Eros has been in my life for about 4 years.
Wow.
And I initially received the work, and I received so many gifts from the journey. I did the actual 8-week journey or 6-week journey, and then the retreat, and I loved the work so much. I just kept showing up in the space to priestess and just to be around the women and the juice of what I was feeling. It was amazing. And then I was so inspired by it that I wanted to share it forward, and hence the reason why I'm here now.
In my lounge room on the floor. It's actually like a marae style, because that's how Māoris set up in the marae on the ground with all these mattresses to sleep. I know, getting back to my roots. What was your, I think I sort of spoke briefly offline, what was your hesitance? Do you want to speak to that? You know, if people are like, oh, I'd love to do that. I know a friend of mine, I've said to her, you need to do it. And she was like, oh, I don't know if I can do that. I just think it'll bring up too much shit for me. Or, that's what she actually said to me.
So first, I'd love to actually just share what Dancing Eros is, like just to give a bit more context for those of you who may not know. So basically, it's a conscious erotic dance journey, and over a period of 6 weeks, we will be going on a journey into each of the different feminine archetypes and how they uniquely move and exist in you as a human being.
Yeah.
So this course is not a choreographed, sexy dance course. Yes, we're going into eroticism and pleasure and full permission, but it's about how the energy wants to move in you. And each of the different archetypes, the erotic mother, the maiden, the wild woman, the priestess, and the slut, they all have a different frequency of energy that will come out in different ways, be it through sounding and moving and expressing. And what this course is a safe container for transformation. A safe container to be able to go into all of these parts of ourselves that we innately love and all of these parts of ourselves that we repress because of disidentification with I am this, but I'm definitely not that. And it allows us to go into the behind the scenes of that and see how, when we do start to access it, what other parts of ourselves unlock.
Yeah, I love that. So because for me, when I went there, when I was a witness, I witnessed, I think what I loved was the wild woman. I think because there was lots of music from Aotearoa, from New Zealand. And I just, I roared when I was just witnessing it. It was so powerful to witness these women just in their power, and I just think a lot of women suppress that because I think, whether you've been brought up that it's wrong or religious reasons or your parents, just, unconsciously suppress you. And that's what I do love. So that was something that was natural for me, but what wasn't natural is the maiden. Do you want to speak to that sort of what you sort of help facilitate, bring out, and just...
So basically the space that's created, it's a space for you to remember more of innately who you are. And the reality is that we're everything. We're all of it. Yeah. And people have different gateways or... Okay, let me just... I'm getting excited. I'm getting excited. So it's often the parts of ourselves that we repress or disidentify with the most that are going to be our greatest gateways for growth. So for example, and I can really relate to what you just shared, it's like as human beings, men or women, there are going to be some energies or archetypes that we have a stronger identification with, and they're going to be naturally easier to express. The ones, for example, for me it was also the maiden. It was not just accessing my power and my fire, but for me it was accessing my slowness, my softness, my tenderness, and my vulnerability. And that was my gateway for growth. And then there are some people that need that repress the power and the raw, unapologetic expression in life, and it's that's their gateway for growth. And I guess there's no actual predefined template.
Yeah.
Every human has a different evolutionary journey within the work. I guess what I'm really attuned to feeling now is the individual where they're at and the medicine that they need to like actually pop through. And it's often that when we start to unlock the one that we have the most resistance to, the rest just like pop and flourish. Yeah. And it impacts not only just how you are in the room and not just how you are in the bedroom or erotically, it ripples into every area of your life.
So, Mark goes, how many interviews have you been doing this week?
Couple months.
She's sought after.
On the wave.
Yeah, I love that. For me, mine also was the maiden. So for me to really tap into my gentleness, I actually just caught up with a beautiful friend on the weekend, one of my amazing soul brothers, and he said, just keep tapping into your vulnerability, Patty. You know, that gentle softness. Yeah, I can be powerful, but that doesn't always serve me. It's that gentle slowness for me as well. And I'm just, sometimes I've, from upbringing found it that those gentle people get sort of misused or hurt. And so that was something I had to really drop away, which I love what Dancing Eros brought out.
And I guess just building on that, it's a muscle. And it's like this space will allow you to start to maybe exercise something that has been dormant for a really long time. And it's like when you start to exercise it, it's like it takes time and daily practice and commitment to cultivating this new aspect of yourself that you're starting to awaken. That's where the real growth and transformation is. And I just need to presence this as well. So it's like the first time I did Dancing Eros and I received it, I was like, I'm a fully embodied human. It's amazing. Like, I'm wild, I'm soft, I'm tender, I'm powerful, I'm all of it. But the reality is I had this like real arrogance around it. It was just like, I've done it now. I've done it. Like, I've ticked the box. And how fucking wrong was I? Like, it was, this here is, and this is what I'm devoted to. And this is why I'm so passionate, is I'm on this devotional path of awakening the feminine energy in humanity. And it's something that embodiment is how we show up in every moment of every day. It's not a course. It's not a drop-in. It's not an exercise. They're the things that awaken and stir the energy, but it's how we practice it in the world outside of the held container, which is what I'm really passionate about, is how do we walk this work in the
show
world?
Up.
That's the piece.
And we were speaking offline as well, is like when things come up for me now, even more so, speaking to it and having the courage to do. But just to backtrack a bit, I wanted to share with people like your special powers. So that people are like, they may feel, but if people like, because you do have a journey for men and a journey for women, and if anyone's feeling hesitant, what your special sauce is or your special flavour is, you do lots of, hang on a second, you don't say like that, but you're like, when people speak, you feel it, and you innately feel something's not quite adding up, and you're like, stop, and you're just like, let me feel it, you feel it, and then you ask them, like, I suppose, to really check in if that's their truth, and you get them to go there, whereas not everyone has the ability to do that. And I reckon that is just fucking gold. So, it's for those people that just want to take their lives to the next level. Like, I truly believe that they just want to have this on a daily, just on the daily. Check in with that. Now, we even had a dance before we got online to like really shake our booty, to really shake it out, because I do that all the time on my own. I shake it out when I need to get rid of frustration. Some people masturbate. I prefer to dance. Should masturbate in a good sense of self, not when you're frustrated. You poor pussy. Anyway, I digress. But I just want to speak to that you have that amazing gift.
Thank you. Thank you. And I just I'm really receiving that. And also acknowledging that hasn't always been an active gift in myself. So I'm kind of looping back to where this, like, I didn't quite answer the question that you had at the start about, like, what was my hesitation or what was maybe like life before Dancing Eros. So Dancing Eros came through my Facebook feed when I first moved to Byron Bay, and it was one of these things that I looked at and I just had this like gut feeling, intuition that I had to do it. And I didn't look too much into it. I just got in there and trusted the process. It was the first time I sat in a circle with women. It was the first time I shared openly and vulnerably about where I was at in life. It was the first time that I like gave myself permission to touch my body and be in my pleasure. It was the first time that and be witnessed and like seen in that. It's one thing to do it on your own in your bedroom where no one is there, but like how do we actually? How many? It's the same. I don't know. It's just popping. I just lost where I was like my flow.
Keep going.
The little sound.
I don't know that person, but someone's just called you a sensual queen. I amen that one. Ticking that one. As you were, my queen.
Hang on. I just like lost my track of thought. So I'm speaking to the newness that was there for me in so many different ways, and how locked I felt in my body, how repressed I felt in my expression in life, let alone my sensual and erotic expression, how much weird shit I had around like women and being close and connected with women. It's like I had this full sense of distrust in the sisterhood. I couldn't quite language it then, but it's like I had this kind of like hesitancy to like lean into.
Are you saying it's like a judgy that were sort of?
I was running heaps of judgments, and like there is this like humanness around conditioning around judging. It's like we're all, to some degree, like we're programmed to do it, but it's like the thing that has been cultivated and developed is being able to catch it and come back into the heart and like love yourself, love myself in that as well. But going back to like how I was before, it's like even I couldn't give myself the permission to fully like be in my body and move and express without being like drunk or like being like seriously I needed some kind of thing to feel uninhibited in my body, and the permission that this work has given me to actually just be in the fullness of my expression without the needing to without anything to sort of enable that. It's just coming from innately like within. It's truth. A moving truth. Like that's been cultivated over 4 years. And I was sharing with Patty before, it's like I love going into like, for example, a yoga class. So I used this as an example before. It's like, oh wow. It was a beautiful like reminder for me of like how new this was for me at a particular stage in my life. So seeing the instructor at the front of the room, like witnessing the instructor in like a pose or something like that, and then feeling like kind of like weird or awkward in my body trying to access that position and hold it. It's like that the person who's offering that work, it's like seeing their journey. They've probably done that pose every day for 5 minutes for like the last 5 years. It's like Dancing Eros is the same practice.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm just like excited.
She's on a roll, as you were.
And it's like there's so much magic that happens when people come together. It's like I'm not I'm guiding the ship, but I'm not the only person offering the transmissions in the room. And by transmissions, I mean offering the language transmission, offering the ways to access the energy.
I see it as a mirror too.
A mirror, It's like the reality is that every single person who's drawn to that one particular journey in that course, it's like we all have medicine for each other.
Exactly.
And
it's like a potluck dinner. We all like share.
And there's going to be some woman or like in the journey that helps another woman to access another part of themselves. And men for their journey, it's like there's going to be another man in the room that shows you another part of yourself that you may need to like give some love and attention to access.
Yeah, I love that. I remember because mine was that's right. It's just so adorable. For me, mine was Maiden and Zoe, we do the reflection. I don't know the proper term for it, but you look around the room, someone that you just love, that archetype that you just, well, you need to work on personally. And I looked around the room. I think it's Steffi.
Can't remember.
Yeah, she's the one with the short hair.
It's cute. So I'm just gonna like pause. It's like triggering my body at the moment. And it's like, it's like I feel like we're dancing on a fine line here of like opening too much of the magic of the work.
Sorry, yeah.
And it's like I hear the part of you that wants to like share that story because that's like beautiful, but it's like also,
true. Yeah. I get it. I hear you.
Yeah, I'm just.
So I'll bring it back to me when I was asked to sort of help someone through their wild woman / I think it was slut. I think you mixed it up. And for that person to ask me to do that, I think I was taken back because I didn't see myself as that, but it was an absolute privilege. And then I just was, oh my God, it was a privilege for me just to do that and to dance with that woman. And I was just, it was amazing. Like I was just like high as a natural kite to do that. And I loved that. So yeah, that was beautiful that we can do that. So I wanted to go into the fact that if you see Zoe here and you go, oh, she's just too damn sexy for me, it's just triggering something in me. Well, that's like your call to say maybe that you need to come along, because remember there is that work, the mirror work that, you know, if you feel that something's lacking in you, then you go to hang out with those people. Like if you're broke as a joke, I mean, people say that, you know, you hang out with people that are making money and that you learn their strategy. So if that's something that you're feeling that I really, really need to embody that, I'm having this calling, then get your ass there in front of Zoe so, you know, you can, you know, get the downloads and
sharing the magic. It's like this when we start to access this energy in our life, the feminine energy, and it's beyond gender. Yeah, this is the energy that exists in every single human being. It's the energy that we're surrounded with. The earth. Yeah. When we start to actually tap into that, it will ripple into every area of your life. Yeah. How you are at work, how you are with your kids, how you are with your beloved or your partner, how you are especially with yourself. Yeah. And I guess that's where it starts. It's like how we show up with ourselves is going to like be a direct reflection of what comes in to our world. And the magic is also of the work is like learning that skill of being able to see what's presenting and then being able to turn it around and go, whoa, like this is my external scenario. Yeah. How is that playing out internally in myself? Yeah. I think for me, like I go to dance classes, like I go to learn salsa. And sometimes I go there and there's not enough men, so I put my hand up and I do the leading. I know. And all I hear are these women that get in front of me, they go, oh, I'm so shit at dancing. And they tell themselves what they're crap at. And I go to them, well, if you keep saying that, you're going to be crap. And I just think, like, with, you know, any dance or any movement or any sound that a person makes, all they do is judge themselves till the cows come home. And I just, when I was, you know, in that journey, and I continue, like, to remind myself to embody it daily, is just letting yourself be and not judging yourself. And that when you do, like, you know, talk about that. You know, we're talking about body shaming. I was. She was. Yeah. And it's like, it's different layers of the spiral. It's like we meet certain things and face them at like certain points of our life, and then we can go like on a deeper layer, keep going through life, and then we come to a deeper layer of the same thing that we thought we dealt with, but it's just like a deeper... It's a different tangent, different branch. Yeah, and it's like, hey, it's all part of our evolution. And it's like, there's so many things that I'm still figuring out. So many things that I'm still working on embodying and like really like landing in every cell of my body. Yeah. Owning my humanness and my own evolutionary journey in that. But what I am like excited to share is the gems of truth that I have really anchored in myself. Yeah. And I'm honoured to share them with you. Yeah. So gorgeous. So gorgeous. Is there anything else you wanted to add to that? There was, let me just say, there was one thing that came through before and I just like parked it. I'm just going, go find it. Do the beep beep. Looking for your car. Maybe it's not meant to be there. No, I think
Is that it?
Yeah, I feel complete. But I guess like I'd love to open up, and what I'd love to invite is if there's anybody sitting on the edge of teetering, of going, oh, is this for me? Is it not? Is this for me? Is it not? Know that you've got the spaciousness to make that decision for yourself. And also I'd love to open up the dialogue, so feel free to get in touch with me. Yes. PM me or give me a call, or we can arrange a time to have a call. Beyond, I'm actually, the PMing and stuff, like I'm actually probably going to at some point get on the phone with you. Yeah. Let's have a chat, because sometimes I know I sometimes need, and going into transformational spaces, I just need to check in with the person who's delivering it. It's like, who are you?
Yeah. And to get you.
And it's like, just feel free. I'm like opening that up, and
don't go anywhere. Actually, I just want to speak to that.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you. That's
Welcome.
good. So, for me, like I've been, I think, on this journey, for about 10 years, looking at all different modalities, whether it's Tantra, basically I've done the research. And when I first started out, it was like I didn't have the ability to check in to be safe. I didn't even know what that was. I just would rock up. And so now that is just perfect what you said. It's like really have that conversation, or even you'll probably feel like whether you can relate to Zoe anyway right now just by listening to her, and you're like, yeah, she's the kind of person I'd love to be in the room with. And then if you're still hesitant, have a conversation with her, because you need to feel safe. You need to use your intuition, and you need to start strengthening that muscle anyway to check in if it's right for you. And I think that was probably perfect what you said. And I just share with, when I went to my first Dancing Eros as a participant, I went there because it was Dancing Eros. I actually didn't know you. But then when I first met you, I think I asked you a question, and I'm always like, boundaries and me have never been friends. And you're so fucking good at them. And I think I asked you something when I think you were setting up, I can't quite remember, and you go, I think you just told me very directly, and I was just like, wow, I love that. She's got boundaries. I'm going to learn a lot from her. So, because I was allergic to boundaries. And that's what I loved. Just another one of your special sources that you have is that you do teach that. And quite in a loving way as well.
Yeah, thank you, Patty. You're welcome. Yeah. And I just to close this, there are just a couple of things that have come through.
Yeah, cool.
That I remembered. Yeah. Is we focused a lot on the transformation and personal development. It's and the reason why I've put the emphasis there is we can dance on the surface of shit in our life. It's can dance about, oh my gosh, I'm sexy and stuff like that. It's cool if that's your truth.
Yeah.
My earrings caught in my head. But to really connect to your feeling, to connect to the authentic truth of your erotic expression, it requires us to feel. And what happens when we start to feel is it starts to stir some of the things that we maybe not have given attention to for a while. And all I can say is that going into this place of truth, pulling the slingshot down, is exactly the same trajectory of how far it will fly. And the purity of joy, the purity of pleasure, the purity of eroticism, it is beyond what I can actually even give voice to.
Yeah.
That's real, and that is also a part of the journey. But if you're going to work with me, I'm calling in the women, the men that are ready to do the work.
Yeah.
That's what I guess that's what I'm saying. That's the frequency and the pillar that I'm really strong in holding. Yeah. It's that if you want to dive deep in a safe container, come on this journey. Yum.
So we're going to sign off. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank
a little
you,
delicious for you.
I love you. So beautiful, so fun.
Mirror image. So take care, peeps. I'm going to put all the details for her Zoe's event in the comments, and then you'll see her name as well. And so just connect with her, have a conversation.
Beautiful, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for everyone who's watched. Mwah.